Hey, 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 everybody. Welcome back to the office, right? Some of you were with me at the Tampa event, so welcome home, welcome home. I'm home. Everybody's home. So we are back in the saddle with the Rhino. We got the Rhino in the house. So come on board, everybody. Come on board. Tell us where you're at. Tell us where you're from. Give us all that good stuff. I'd like to know where you're coming in at. That's always something I like to know. Where are you coming from? Where are you? Cotton Eye Joe, where are you coming from? How's that song go?
I don't know if we want me to sing
Where are
that
you
one.
coming from? Where are you? Where have you been? Where are you coming from?
going?
Cotton Eye Joe or something like that.
Where are you going?
Yeah,
Cotton Eye Joe.
something like that. So,
That's the old one.
hey, listen, say hi. Let me know where you're coming from. We've got a very great little training today. Today is the day for you to get in the game, and that is going to be all about taking you into the model of co-wholesaling and why you should be doing it and why it's important. And so come on board, say hi to us, tell us where you're coming from. My name is Zack Childress, and I am your real estate coach. We do this show every Tuesday at 1:30 Eastern Time Zone. We also do a Dig Deeper show every Wednesday at 1:30 Eastern Time Zone. You definitely don't want to miss the interview I've got next Wednesday live here in the studio with DC Fawcett on virtual investing. How do you pick virtual markets and how do you invest virtually? I'm going to be interviewing him on that next Wednesday, so you don't want to miss that show. So guys, listen, if you're just joining us and you haven't got on to us with all of our other social sites, you're on the Facebook page right now, but you can join us and see all of our videos on YouTube as well. That's reisuccessacademy.com/YouTube. You can also check me out on Instagram at Zack_Childress. Follow us, get motivated, get involved, get excited because you are here and it is a real estate investing talk show. Welcome. So listen, if you're just joining us, I'd love to hear from you, where you're at, where you're coming from. We are joined today with the lovely Jill. Jill, say hi to everybody.
Hey, hey.
Hey, hey.
How you doing?
How you doing? We had a lot of northeastern people at our event in Florida. A lot of that. How you doing, man? So, hey, listen, if you were at the event this weekend, just type in, let me know you were there. Let me know how you how you overcame some fears this weekend. And tell me something that was good. Tell me something that you learned or something that was an aha moment. I'd love for us to talk on that for a few minutes and what other people might be curious of why they didn't go to the event and why they should go to the next one in Dallas. The next one is in Dallas. That's right. Dallas. Jill, do we have dates for Dallas?
We do, the 28th through the 30th.
The 28th through the 30th in Dallas. That's in September?
Yes.
September 28th through the 30th in Dallas. September, Dallas. So if you didn't make Tampa, whoo, it was hot in Tampa, boy. Get to Dallas. Dallas is going to be hot too.
Yes. It's going to be so much. I can't wait. I love these events.
That's right.
I love to meet everybody and say hello and see everybody just kind of change throughout the weekend and where they thought they were and how great they can come out of this. It's great.
That's true. That's true. It's like the wake up moment, right?
It is. It is. And you see everybody do it at different times. And it's great. Manny says, hello, everyone. Hope you learned a lot because I'm in Cloud 9. So much information. Love you, Zach and crew. Angel says, hi, Zach and Jill. Curtis says,
Manny,
hi, Zach.
Hey, Manny won. You didn't hear about this.
No.
So I brought Manny up on the stage.
Did you?
Oh, Manny. Yeah, I did.
I hope we got that on video.
I don't even know. But, I just wanted to reward Manny because he's such a community guy, right? Like,
Yeah.
We're big on community. We're big on our followers. And, Manny's always in our community. He's always on these live shows. He just believes in our mission, right? And so I brought him up on stage and gave him the 2-day immersion for free.
That is so awesome.
I did.
Oh, Manny, we're going to see you in Huntsville.
I did. He wants to take me to Havana.
Ooh.
Hey, and now that I've had a chance to hang out with Manny, I think I would have a lot of fun with that guy.
In Havana.
In Havana. Havana. I've always wanted to go to Havana ever since I've watched that movie, Miami Vice, where the new one, where he takes off on the boat and goes to Havana with it, and they danced all night. I was like, man, that just seems like fun. So anyways, Manny, kudos to you, my friend, for winning that. And you really didn't win it. It was a reward for you being you. You know what I mean? Like, I just love your energy. I love your spirit. Love your drive. I had a pleasure meeting you, man. And we just fun. Connected. And just know that I'm with you. Oh, look, there's the video.
Oh,
did you
yay.
see it? He put it up real quick. That was awesome. So.
Oh, he's just so fun.
He really was a lot of fun. I was glad he was there.
Barbara Lee said, Barbara Lee in the house.
Barbara Lee in the house.
Angel, our New Yorker, is back. He says, hello,
sir.
Zach and Jill. Dittany says, thumbs up.
Awesome.
James says, James in Stillwater. Hey, Zach and Jill.
Hey, James.
Michelle said, Shelly, she said, thank you for all the information this weekend, Zach and family. Have you got your coffee today?
No, I have not had any coffee today.
We're keeping them off the coffee, Shelly. I can't keep up.
Yeah.
Susan gave the hearty eyes. Shelly said, if it had not been for Cotton Eye Joe, I'd be married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
David Patterson is on here. He hadn't said nothing yet, but I'm giving him a shout out there. Mike from Cali is here.
Mike Barber.
Derek Childress, he says, hey, Zach, Pensacola is in the house.
Hey-town.
Shelly said, hey, Jill, had a blast this weekend with you and Zach. The only thing that can hold me back is fear of new things.
That's right.
That is very, very correct. Talon, he was with us this past weekend. Yep. He said, ask, believe, achieve.
Yes.
David said, hi, Zach and Jill. Dave in PA on the way home from Florida.
Dave, we're so glad you got to make it too, man. I know you were hanging in there, buddy.
God love him.
You were hanging in there, man.
Steve says, hello, Zach. It's the dad and the daughter team.
Oh,
we were just talking about them.
We were just talking about them. That's awesome, man. Hey, I'm just so tickled you brought your daughter. I hope she sees this as a family business and wants to jump in full force with you. It's good to have you on here, Steve.
Steve Mansfield is here. I haven't seen him say anything yet, but I'm going to say hello to him. Manny says, my aha moment, one of them, I meet so many people that I'm going to network with them. He said, love, love, love you. Shelly said, you got Manny on video. I saw Justin in the back recording.
Hey, Justin, can you turn your sound down in your office? We're getting the echo over here.
Jeremy says, Manny, you the man. Angela, she said, I was there. I really enjoyed it. Which it was really nice to meet Angela. She just came on board. Shelly, she says, Manny is the bomb.
He was.
Trish says, Lanny from North Carolina. I'm a first time on live.
Oh, hey, everybody. Welcome, Trish, to the live show. Welcome. We do it every Tuesday. Love when new people join us, guys. Look, we're on our week 23 of the 24-week challenge, so we only have one more week of it. But this is your real estate talk show. We're always teaching you something about the real estate on this show. Wednesday, we're going a little bit deeper. We dig into different things. Like I've got a series that's going to be coming out in 2 weeks called The 4 Pillars to Success. So you're going to want to be part of that. But Trish, yeah, thanks for being here with us. Listen to the community, listen to our followers. They'll tell you what you can expect here. So I'm just happy you're with us. Thanks for joining us.
Manny says, get ready. Thank you so much. No student left behind.
That's right.
Dawn says, hey, Zach and Jill. Dawn in Lexington, Kentucky.
Awesome.
Ariana's here.
Awesome.
Charles says hello. He said, what about the Chicago market?
Yeah, what about it?
It's there. Dominic said he's in Memphis. There he goes. Steve said, hey, Zach and Jill, it was a great weekend. Dave said, what a great weekend. I'm sorry I was sick. Carly.
Steve brought his mom. I thought that was awesome. I got to meet his mom.
Miss
Steve,
Betty.
I
Miss
Oh,
Betty.
he says mom says hi too. That's awesome. I liked your mom. She was absorbing the information. You could tell. I'm sure at moments it was a lot for her, but it was good you brought her.
She was so fun. Carly said, I absolutely love it. So many of you from last weekend are back here. Hashtag fellowship.
That's right.
Vita says, good morning from Alaska.
Alaska in the house. Wow, that's awesome.
And then we've got Shelly here doing some fellowship and networking here in the comments.
Love it. Yes. Always remember to say hi to the new people, because here's why, guys. Remember when you first jumped on this channel? Some of you, it was a year, 2 years ago. Some of you, it was 8 months ago. You didn't know. You know what I mean? You didn't know what the show was going to be about. You didn't know if it was going to be a waste of time. You know, you didn't know. And then now, look, some of you are still here following, staying with us every week. And, you know, so when someone new comes on and they have the courage to step up and say, hey, look, I'm new. You know, just imagine when you were new and you were trying to find a home. So, you know, encourage the new people. Talk to them. Let them know they're in the right community. So, because that's what we're here for, is the fellowship. We're here to help, you know, not just, you know, the people that love us and trust us and follow us on a regular basis, but, you know, also the new people coming on, like Trish, who just joined us. You know, I'm sure she's probably been looking for a way into real estate, and now here she's popped on our live show. And, you know, I think it's great that we all stay social and that we keep the fellowship strong, because you guys at the event heard me say my biggest goal right now is to build this community so big and so strong that you guys are mentoring each other almost. You know what I mean? Like encouraging each other to make those hard decisions, to do what, you know, they wouldn't have done on their own. And especially you guys that are that are being coached by us, and the success you're having, you know, is to mentor those to join coaching and mentoring, because I know without a shadow of a doubt that, you know, it gets cloudy out there. So, you know, just welcome the new people, be part of their journey, because, you know, they're looking for support or they wouldn't be on here. And, you know, it's lonely out there, guys. I mean, you guys know that, and you know you found a home here, and I'm blessed that all of you guys have made that commitment to yourself to be on these shows. So,
Keisha was here past weekend with us, and God love Keisha. She was going to work on the night shift and coming in and learning all day.
Keisha was like, I leave here, I go to work, I sleep for an hour, I come back.
James says hello. Curtis says welcome to the family. Keisha said, I learned so much this weekend.
That's awesome.
Augie, GM from SoCal. Julia Train is on here with us. Steve said, Fanny, you're a great guy. Bring the kit next time, and I'll bring the bass. Vitus says, can you say my name, Vitus?
Vitus. Can you say my name, Vitus?
Can you say my name, Vitus?
Jillian.
Keith says, hi, y'all, from Tarpon Springs. Was at the event in Tampa. Thanks, Zach and Jill, for kicking us up in the real estate hill.
Awesome.
Oh, Steve says, hey, Trash, you found the right guy with Zach.
Trish. Listen, don't be mad, Trish. Steve misspells my name, too, okay? Zach. He calls me Sack.
Which could have a meaning.
I'm only used to that through the Asian community. They don't say Zach. They always call me Sack. They changed the Z to an S.
Trish says, yes, you are absolutely correct. I've been looking into many real estate programs and have not yet found any that I am comfortable with. I really do appreciate the warm welcome.
Oh, that's awesome.
She's found a home now. You don't have to look any further.
Sure. You can just listen to our community, so...
Michael says, new from New Jersey.
No, Michael in the house. Everybody tell Michael White that he's in the right place. Way to go, Michael. Thanks for joining us, man. Thanks for joining us. Hey, listen, all this, you guys are great. I'm blushing over here with all the comments. Keisha even says it was worth it. Regret nothing. Love it. So here's the big thing, right? I know a lot of you are trying to get in real estate, or some of you are even in real estate, and you're looking for that next level. And there's all kinds of next levels, right? There's next level when it comes to big commercial. There's next level when it comes to asset protection. There's next level when it comes to raising money. And we try to talk about all of that on here. But we also don't want to forget about the people that are brand new to this and that are just trying to figure out what's the easiest and the fastest way to do a deal? And I shared it this weekend at the event, but I also want to share it with all of my community here on Facebook. Is, you got to really look into co-wholesaling. And co-wholesaling is the key. And I want to share co-wholesaling with you. For those of you that don't have my quick cash course, that is co-wholesaling. I think it's like $37. Is that what it is? Yeah. It's like $37. And it's all about co-wholesaling. And so, that's what I want to talk to you about. And there's different ways to co-wholesale, right? But let me just get you to understand the premise of co-wholesaling. So co-wholesaling, what?
I'm just thinking about, because there's so much information in the REI Quick Cash.
Right.
But do you remember how many times I came to you and was like, "Hey Zach, what about this?" And,
yeah.
Hey Zach, what about this? And you were like,
yeah. That was like the lady this weekend at the event. She was asking me 101 questions, and it was all in the paperwork that I gave her.
"Oh."
I'm like, "It's in your paperwork." Oh. And then she'd ask me another question. I'll be like, "Yeah, that's in your paperwork too." Oh. It just makes me realize, like, you can give everybody everything they need, and they still won't go through it.
Sometimes, though, I know for like myself, I have to ask the questions.
Yeah, but what about if you weren't at an event?
I would
Then
find
you
a way.
have to do it, right?
You
You
know
have to
me.
go
I
through
would find
it,
a way
so.
to ask you questions, whether it be through coaching and I hired you and I got access to you.
Right? So co-wholesaling was one of the big topics this weekend, and it was really because of the premise of it, right? And the premise of co-wholesaling is when you're first starting out, you just don't have a lot. Well, let's just not put everybody in a bucket. Some people don't have a lot of money when they first start out. And, and when I say that is, look, can you do real estate with no money, no credit? Yeah, absolutely. You can contract a property, sell the contract. You can do co-wholesaling. You can do creative financing. You can even go out and buy, fix, and flip properties with none of your own money. Does that mean that you don't need money? No, you're just going to use other people's money in some of those deals. Like, with a wholesale, the deal still gets closed, but it's not your money. It's the other investor's money. But that doesn't mean that we don't need money for our business, right? The growth aspect, the marketing aspect. And so when we look at that, sometimes that requires us to either do two things when it comes to marketing, right? Is either we spend a lot of time looking for buyer leads for free and seller leads for free, or we spend money to find seller leads and buyer leads, or we do both. And for a lot of people first starting out, some, I should say, not a lot. I learned this weekend that we had a lot of people in that room that weren't struggling financially from what they were telling me. They just wanted to know how to get to another level in their business. But there were still people in that room that were like, "Look, man, I'm sleeping in my car to be here," which I thought was just
moving.
Oh, man. I mean, it makes me realize that all the times I get mad at you guys on here for not trying hard enough, there's some people that are trying hard enough. And they may not feel like they're getting there yet, but they're putting in more work than some average Joe out there. And all I can say is just keep grinding. Just keep grinding, and you'll get there. And this is why I think co-wholesaling is such a vital aspect of your business, because co-wholesaling, you really only have to work on one side of the transaction. And in some cases, you can just be a facilitator. And so what do I mean by that? Well, when you're first starting out, you may not have the time to put in to find sellers and find buyers. You might just have time to do one of them. Well, if you can find seller leads and contract them, then you can go out and find other wholesalers who have buyers, and you can do a co-wholesale deal with them. You can come together with them and let them bring the buyer to the table, and you bring the deal to the table, and therefore you guys can split in the assignment fee. And it's such an easy way to get started when you don't have a lot of time or you don't have a lot of resources. But it's also a very lucrative avenue to keep in your business, even if you're doing 10 deals a month, right? If you're out there and you're knocking down 7, 8, 9 deals a month, but you got another wholesaler bringing you deals, well, why wouldn't you put a buyer on that deal too and take half that fee? So the point of it is yeah, it's a great strategy to get started with, but it's also a longevity strategy. You'll always be able to use it no matter how big you get. I was talking to a friend of mine out in Arizona, and they do about 150 transactions a year. And he said that at least half of all his deals are co-wholesale deals.
Yeah.
And I mean, this guy's spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on marketing a month. But he flat out said, yeah, half my deals are through other wholesalers. And so that's what I'm saying. Even though it is a valuable aspect to your business getting you started, it's always going to be part of your business. So learning co-wholesaling is something that I think I owe a lot of my success to because, goodness, I don't know. Was it 6, 7, 8 years ago? Well, we'll see. Ava was 2. So what's that? 6 years ago. She's 9 now. So 6, 7 years ago, I came to the market with the co-wholesaling strategy. Not to say that I invented the strategy, but I came to the market with the term co-wholesaling. I mean, and if you don't believe me, go type in co-wholesaling and see whose site shows up. Go to domain registration and see who owns that domain. Yeah, I get it. A lot of people teach it out there right now, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay that they're teaching a strategy that I brought to the market 7 years ago. It actually makes me feel good that they're helping other people more with that strategy. One of the things somebody told me a long time ago is that, when someone copies you, it's actually a compliment. And I think that's great because I know how much success that our students have had from me basically bringing that into the market 7 years ago. So look, if you learn it from me or you learn it from someone else, okay, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you take that information and you apply it because it is a very easy strategy to deploy. You just got to make sure you're doing it right. And so, one of the things we shared this weekend is there's really only 2 ways to do a co-wholesale deal. You either have to have a service provider agreement, which basically says the other wholesaler is hiring you for your services, or you have to have what's called a flex option. And a flex option just means you're taking an option on their agreement with the flexibility that if they want to sell it on their own, they can. Or a co-marketing agreement is just more of a business transaction where that company is hiring you as a service provider to bring them leads for their deals. And it's more of a legal type of service agreement, where the other one is more of a flex option where you're having the flexibility to put an option on their agreement. Either way, co-wholesaling is really a communication strategy. It is about being able to communicate effectively with the other wholesalers in the marketplace. And what that really boils down to is how many times do you pass a We Buy House sign? How many times do you pass an I Buy House sign? How many times do you go to a RIA and meet another wholesaler and look at them as competition? No. They're not competition. They're partnerships. It's you and them. Because here's what I know. 16 years into this business, guys. I'm not some guy that fell off a turnip truck yesterday and decided to do real estate, right? 16 years. I mean, I think back a decade ago and what I knew then and what I know now. I mean, it's amazing what happens in 16 years or even in the last decade. But here's what I know. You could go out and contract 10 houses. You're not going to sell all 10 contracts. You're not going to do it. So instead of losing, let's say you contract 10, you sell 6 of those contracts. Instead of losing 4 contracts, why not find another wholesaler that can help you with it? Because they may have buyers who are interested in those where your buyers weren't. So it's really opening up and broadening out the expectation. So I'm going to talk about the facilitator aspect of it next, but I'm going to let Jill, we got any questions coming through?
No, Carly, Steve said, hey, Michael, you found the right place. Zach will tell you, keep safe when you're investing. Steve said, you got to spell check.
Steve, I ain't got no problem with you misspelling. Trust me.
Carly said, resourcefulness is the most valuable personal asset that we have. Unfortunately, most people don't practice it. Hey, can I have all the information and everything you need at your disposal? But if you're not resourceful enough to find it and use it, what's needed, then it never happens. That's a great point. She said, You've got to be resourceful if you want anything to work. Speaking to your point about how people will often just ask for answers instead of using what they have to get them. Being resourceful is the most valuable personal asset we have and the most underused I've seen.
Carly, I couldn't hit that on the nail any harder. And, we talk about it all the time in business and in leadership and in growth. And it is those that are resourceful are the ones that thrive, right? Those that are sitting around waiting to be told what to do are the ones that don't go nowhere, right? Even in business, when you surround yourself with people who are waiting on an answer from you constantly, what you find is that you don't need them anymore. Right? It's like, well, I could just do it myself. I mean, why am I paying that person to do it? But when you surround yourself with people that are resourceful enough to go find answers, and look, they may come to you and say, look, these are the 3 things I found, which one would you think? That's great, right? Because now you can see that they're thriving to strive to be more of a leader. But, and that's in life. So if you're sitting around trying to run your own business and you're waiting on an answer from someone, guess how quickly you're going to grow your business? You're not, right? You think back to the people that have the hardest journeys, and it's typically the ones that, don't have a lot of money, they're young, or they've got multiple things going on in their life. Those 3 realms are the ones that have the hardest time starting. But then you take all 3. Let's say you take someone that has got a lot going on. They got a job, they got family, they're trying to build a business. You take 3 of them, teach them all the same thing, and one of them will make it. And it's usually the one that says, I'm not going to let this knock me down. I'm not going to sit around and wait for somebody else to give me the answers. I'm going to go out and figure it out. And that's exactly how I was when I got started. Look, I got a lot of bad courses. You're talking 16 years ago, guys. Like, the stuff that we have today is nothing like what it was 16 years ago. We didn't have the technology. We didn't have the REI robot. We didn't have some of the strategies that I even use today. They weren't being taught to me back then. And I could have sat around and been like, yeah, well, I'm not getting anywhere. Or I could have been like, I'm going to go figure this out and be resourceful and make it happen. I was fortunate enough in my journey that I had a lot of different mentors in my life. And those mentors really nailed that into me. Like, Zack, look, I'm here to help you, but I can only help you once you know where you're going. Right? Like, you can't just wait on my call every couple of weeks for me to keep telling you what to do. You got to keep moving. You got to keep moving. And guys, I can tell you, as a mentor myself, I have that conversation with my own students. I'm like, why are you waiting for me to get on the phone to give you more direction? Like, you already have enough to get going. Don't make any stupid decisions. Like, don't go buy a house without having me talk to you about it. And, don't go do this without talking to me about it. And, but there's things you could be doing. You could be building the business. But, you got to be resourceful. That's how co-wholesaling started for me. I had to be resourceful. That's how wholesaling to a finance buyer started for me. I had to be resourceful. That's how all the lenders that I've raised over the years came to play. I had to be resourceful, right? I couldn't sit around waiting on somebody just to show up at my front door and say, oh, by the way, here's how you can make $1 million. No, that doesn't work. You got to be resourceful.
I have to add to that because, everybody watching TV, if half the time people spent half of the time that they're watching TV going through their resources, think how successful.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Like, this was so funny. I forget who it was. It was somebody at our event. I forget his name. But I was walking through the lobby on Thursday. Event started on Friday, and this was Thursday, and I'm walking through the lobby, and I see one of our students sitting there, and he's got all of our manuals out, and he's going through them, and he's highlighting. Like, that to me was like, he wasn't coming there to get answers. He was coming there to find direction. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because the answers were in the material.
Right.
So he wanted just more direction and how to go to the next level.
How to put it together.
Yeah. And I'm happy to report, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he got approved to be in the mentoring program. And it was just such a full circle that I saw him there using his material. He came to the event for direction, and what he ended up realizing was that he needed somebody to help hold his hand, and he applied, he met with someone, and I'm just happy that he got in. So
yeah, that's awesome. I can't wait to talk to that person. So Manny says the word copy is for pirates. Now the world modeling is the key. Zack, let them model your business. It's a great feeling.
It really is, Manny.
Shannon says, hi from Fort Worth, Texas. Here late, but I'm so excited to be taking in what I can.
Awesome, Shannon. Hey, listen, we're coming to Dallas September 28th.
Through 30th.
Through the 30th. We're going to be in Dallas, so no excuses, Shannon. No excuses. You can drive right over to it. It's in Dallas. You got plenty of time to get there, okay?
And this one will actually be a little bit more central because you'll have to go in through Love Field. So it'll be more central to everything.
Awesome. Dallas, here we come. We'll be there in about 3 months.
Manny says the new millennium has got it made.
I know, the new millenniums do. If they would just, listen, if we could take the work ethic from like my generation and my parents' generation and tie that into what the millenniums have available to them today, man, it would just...
But, sometimes I look at these millennials because, you've got people who are 25 through 30 years old driving Mercedes and Lexus, and I look at them and I'm thinking...
Yeah, a lot of that's
and they rent apartments
money.
That are, like, super expensive, and I think... What is your ROI on that?
Yeah. I mean, we had some millenniums at the event this weekend. I was pretty impressed. The German kid, Nick.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. He was good. I liked him a lot, actually.
He was very smart and very nice.
Yeah. Yeah, super respectful.
Shannon said, I'll be there.
Awesome.
Nancy in Seattle says hello.
Welcome, Nancy. Okay, so look, guys, let's move on into the second part of co-wholesaling. So you guys all understand the premise. Oh, we got interrupted.
Oh.
Right when I was getting into the good part.
I do think about the curves like that, though.
Okay, we're back. So we were just talking about the premise of co-wholesaling and why you do it, right? You're either one side of the transaction. You either have the deal or you have the buyer, and you want to be networking with other wholesalers and using either flex option or a service provider agreement. But there's also the way which we call facilitation, or being the facilitator of a co-wholesale deal. And that's what, if you guys have the Quick Cash course, which there again, it's like $37. It won't break your bank. If you don't have it, you might want to get it, okay? Is that we took Brett. So there's a story in there about a guy named Brett Wade. He was here in my local market, and I walked him through a co-wholesale deal. But really what it was a facilitation of a co-wholesale deal. Because he didn't even have a house. He didn't even have a buyer. He had neither one of them. But we helped him find a wholesaler who had a house and find a wholesaler who had a buyer. There was a $12,000 assignment fee on that. And as he is the facilitator, we were able to teach him how to negotiate 1/3 of the entire transaction. So the wholesaler who had the house got $4,000, the wholesaler who brought the buyer got $4,000, and Brett made $4,000. And the whole, if you watch the testimonial, I mean, it's a full footage of it. And it was years ago. I mean, you guys, if you watch that, you'll see, like, that was like 7-8 years ago, and you can tell. You can tell. I think I even had a mustache back then. So I haven't worn a mustache in, oh my word, long time. So, but he made $4,000 on that transaction. And so, so that's when you're looking at wholesaling, you're looking at it from those angles, right? Like, all right, do I have the deal and do I have the buyer? Well, I'm just going to wholesale it. But let's say I get the deal and I can't find a buyer. Well, I'm going to go to other wholesalers and I'm going to work that transaction. Or let's say I've got a bunch of buyers, but I can't find any deals. Well, I'm going to be on the phone calling every wholesaler there is in every single market, identifying and finding other wholesalers so I can make some money. And that's what's important about that, is that a lot of times you guys will get deals and you won't know what to do with them, or you can't do anything with them because you don't have the buyers, but you won't go out and find other wholesalers. And I don't know why, but you just won't. So I encourage you guys to do that, right? Be part of the co-wholesale model. Add it into your, well, we call it the Quick Cash Quad system. It's the Quick Cash Quadrant system. And the reason we call it the Quick Cash Quadrant system is because it's how to make quick cash using 4 different wholesaling strategies. And one of those is co-wholesaling. And so, You need to get in it. You need to learn it. I mean, we don't even sell the quick cash quadrant system. We only give it to our coaching students, but you could get the quick cash REI quick cash system, which is just co-wholesaling if you want it. I mean, if you don't want it, then, keep doing what you've always done and get the results you've always got. But if you want something different, then there you go. Jump on it, learn it, get engaged with it. So I share that with you because I want you to be part of that, okay? Now, remember, when you're doing that business, the most important thing is that you have an agreement between the wholesalers, right? Either that's a service provider agreement or that's some type of flex option. And the number one goal with co-wholesaling is networking. That is the number one goal, building as many relationships as you can through co-wholesaling, building as many relationships as you can in the marketplace with other wholesalers. Network, 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 network. That's the key to co-wholesaling. So I share all that with you because I want you to have success. I want you to grow your business, and I want you to understand that if you're just a one-trick pony, you're going nowhere fast. If you're trying to figure this business out, and you're just simply, reading a book here and reading a book there, you're not going to get there fast, right? You got to engage in the process. You not only got to be on shows like this and read books. By the way, I've got a great book for you. But you got to also get out into live events. You got to learn. You got to be able to be around other mentors and be able to sit with mentors and really talk about your business and where you're going with your business and, what's the next stage of your business. These are things you've got to really engage. You can't do that sitting at home on your couch hoping you're going to grow a real estate business. We're not in the hope business. We're in the what business, Jill?
The do.
We're in the do business. That's right. We're not in the hope business. If we sat around and hope for success, well,
There's a saying.
What's that?
You can hope in one hand and
Yep,
in
my
the
mama
other.
always said that. Or she always said want. Because I'd say, I want that. She'd say, my mother would say,
yep.
yeah, want in one hand and poop in the other and see which one fills up the
It
fastest.
wasn't quite so G-rated, though.
No, my mother no, my mother definitely did not hold her words back with me. Where nowadays, my kids, even if we're out and they hear somebody say the word stupid, they'll look at me and go,
Such a bad word.
We don't say words like stupid. We don't say words we don't even use the word fat in my house.
We don't really either, especially because we have girls.
Yeah, and that's why, because I have Ava. But I also am as a point, I let them know, look, saying fat is not a bad word. It's how you say it to someone.
Yeah.
And so that's really the language that I'm trying to get them to understand. It's, we can say all kinds of words, but when we're not thinking about how that word affects someone else, then we've lost the understanding of.
Can I give you Lola for a week?
What, did she say some words?
Oh, my gosh. Her tone?
Yeah.
Her tone, and then she's
A little cocky. I can see that with Lola.
She's so very
Yeah.
I'm like, Lola, you are not the mama.
Right.
Stop. You remember that dinosaurs on Friday night that was not the mama, and he would always hit someone in the head with a frying pan?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that strategy will work.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough with our youth because, Ava's got this little friend, and they don't care at their house. You know what I mean? They don't care. They don't care. I was going to, where was I at? I was
treat others how you should.
I was going to a play. I was taking the kids to a play, and I asked Ava if she wanted to bring her friend. And she said, yeah. And I said, great. And so, so I went and picked her friend up. We were all going to the play together, and we were playing something, and she was like, oh, my G-O-D. And I said, whoa. Yeah. I was we don't use that word in that tone in this car or in this house.
Right.
She's like, whoa, well, how'd she say it? Oh, well, I don't get in trouble with that at my house. I said, well, that's fine. But in this house, we serve the Lord.
And when you're with me, you're mine.
Right. And so that happens, right? And so I don't know how we started talking about that, but anyways, co-wholesaling, right? Getting out there and networking, right? So be in the game, guys. Hey, what else we got, guys? I wanted to hit you right out the gate on a Tuesday with co-wholesaling. Get your game together, get it tight, get it in order. Because if you don't, then nobody else is going to do it for you, and that's the key. So
I would love to see. I want to have like a no TV challenge. And
a no TV challenge?
Yeah.
How would you
we
actually
track
monitor
that?
somebody that?
Yeah. I know.
I don't know. Hey, anyways, if you guys have not gotten my book, you need to get my book, my First Deal Playbook, Your Pocket Guide to Real Estate Success. That's a book that I wrote that has been flying off the shelves. Not just that, but we've gotten massive reviews from it. It went bestseller. I do book signings with it. We ship them out every single week. I mean, people love this book. People buy multiple copies. It's a great way to get started if you're just, still trying to figure out, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? What do I need to do? So you can go to Amazon if you need to pick it up. You can get it at Amazon.com. Just search for My First Deal Playbook, and you'll get a copy of it right there. So I encourage you guys to do that. It's a good start. So what does Jerry say?
Jerry says, cool, Ohio, anytime soon. And the new convenience workforce generation allows pre-gens to transfer hands-on skills into the internet of things, and become better families, healthier lifestyle, and ultimately thrive as a society. Technology has come a long way. I'm not going to lie with it.
Well, Jerry, you've got some good points there, but we'll save that for a Dig Deeper call. How about that?
That needs to be a Dig Deeper.
How about we have a Dig Deeper show where it's the millennium generation versus Generation X?
We should take call-ins for that.
Make some call-ins come in?
Yeah.
Let me just drill them? So
Yeah.
that could be a good show.
David said, I'm in for that, Jill. You not going to watch TV?
Cut the line.
Shelly said, do the work, get the profits, connection, sales, deals, networking. And Shelly said, sorry, do the work. Carly says, My First Deal Playbook by Zack Childress. Get it on Amazon today. It's free. All you pay is shipping.
Yeah.
And that's a really great book. It's an easy
I know.
read.
Listen, there was a lady there. She was probably around my mom's age, and her name was Sandy. Same name as my mom. And when I walked in, she's like, I just want you to know, this is just the greatest book. She's like, I didn't really know which direction I was going, and I read this book and read it 3 times, and it's real clear what I need to be doing. Like, she was just going on and on, like how most books talk about you can make $1 million and real estate will get you to be a millionaire and blah, blah, blah. She was like, this book actually makes me stop and think, what's the direction I need to go and what direction fits my lifestyle, and that's the path I want to go down, and the steps are in there. And guys, that's why it's called My First Deal Playbook, right? So Steve Mansfield says, baby boomers too. Yeah, that's true. Baby boomers, Generation X, and the millenniums. Woo! Wouldn't that be a debate?
I think that would be a really good
That would be a debate right there, boy.
I think we should do that when, DC, you'll be here for.
Yeah, but I think, I'm Generation X.
Yeah.
Right? So me and DC both would be Generation X. Joseph and Eric's would be millennials. Baby boomers would be like
Steve's age.
Steve,
like our parents.
right. Steve, yeah, exactly.
I don't know where I fall in because I just feel like I'm different all the way around.
You're like Generation Y.
Why do we do this? The questions? Why do you do this, Zach? How do you do this? What made you do that?
Generation Y. Why? You're in the middle, right? Like,
right.
Why do we not need to work hard? But why should we use technology? So you're in the middle there, right? You're like the Y. So,
yes.
Oh, that's funny. Hey, guys, listen, I've enjoyed your time today. Thanks for joining us. We're back in the office. We'll be back here all week and next week. We do have a Dig Deeper show tomorrow. I think I'm going to just dig deeper into some questions. I really think that's the kind of the path I'm going to go tomorrow, because the next Wednesday we're going to be digging deeper into virtual investing. We have an expert coming in. He's going to be in the office with us, so you don't want to miss that. No. And then following that Wednesday, we are going to be doing a 4-part series, and it's going to be the 4 pillars to success. So you don't want to miss those. So, all right. And we got some questions that popped up last minute.
Yep. Manny says, Zach, how is that baby girl? Did she survive without you? She's so beautiful and intelligent. Don said, you said co-wholesaling is a great way to organically grow your buyers list.
That's very true, Don, because if you have the deals and all the other wholesalers are bringing you buyers.
David said, I'm a baby boomer.
I'm a baby boomer.
Jerry said, sorry I left out the important part, meaning millennials will allow us as hard workers and not human bots wants automation, and so now we have an opportunity to live the dream.
Yes, Jerry, you are one that I would probably
get a call in from.
Yeah, I'd have to source through your thinking process because you seem like someone that is typing. You're thinking faster than you type. I would assume that because you seem like a very intelligent person. So I get it, though. Your brain's moving 100 miles an hour.
It's okay. I stutter, too.
Yeah. Listen, you can tell. I get going, man. I forget whole paragraphs. So... all right. Anyways, I've enjoyed you guys today. Thanks again. Remember, this is Zack Childress. I am your real estate coach. Be back here every Tuesday at 1:30 Eastern Time Zone. Why? Because we do it again. Real Estate Investing Talk Show with Zack Childress and the lovely Jill. Be with us every Wednesday when we dig deeper into an expert, into a deal, into you. Join us on all of our Facebook shows. Join us on our YouTube channel. And join us on Instagram. Until then, my friends, keep working on your business. This is Zack Childress. I'm out. Bye.